We have the vocal sample throughout our drop. I need to do the same thing over here, actually. So EQ8, mid-side mode, keep it into mid. Actually, I can show you what the mid sounds like. How cool is that? Let's turn off this mono. Have a listen with the headphones on. This is what the mid signal sounds like. Oh, solo U. Okay, versus the side. So that's the difference between left and right. Back into mid mode. That's the same in the middle. Let's boost up the middle. Turn that off. Turn U off. Listen to it in mono. Off. On. Oh, so much better, right? Save. I also want to do a similar thing to basically all of those super stereoed sounds. So that's going to be this first hit. So that is affecting the monoed one as well, because that's an automation. But I don't mind that because everything in general will need some more brightness. It's incredibly rare that I ever get a song that I've made or I work on for someone else that comes in too bright. You'll never be shocked at how much brightness is needed in modern dance music. We're also going to paste that onto this one. That one's definitely very stereoed. Back from the beginning, bring in that pre-drop vocal, which I...
All bangers. All bangers. All bangers all the time. All bangers all the time.
Less. Way less. That really cuts through that one, doesn't it?
All bangers all the time. All bangers all the time.
Effects.
All bangers.
Bit spicy.
All bangers all the time.
I suspect, actually, once we stop saving, let's chuck 2 off of that. Let's take 2 off of that. And let's take 2 off of that. I think that's going to balance it up a little bit better. Dare I say we've mixed the track now? Save. Let's jump out of it being quieter. Okay. Jump out of being quieter. So watch your ears, guys. We're going 6 dB up. We're keeping mono on.
All bangers all the time.
Look, I'm super happy with the bass balance and the punchiness. Let's listen to it in stereo.
All bangers all the time.
hopefully you can see there the power of mixing quieter and in mono. Because when I chucked it back into stereo, it's like a whole new tune, right? I generally feel that if you try to begin your mix in stereo and at a loud volume, it's very easy to get overwhelmed by everything, and you can lose some of the finer balances between sounds. Whereas if you start quiet, start in mono, when you push it into stereo, you really get that big feeling, but it's, I don't know, it's always worked very well for me. And whenever I've tried to cut corners and start in stereo, it's not always as good. But look, don't take my word for it. Go test it yourself. Remember, this is just my opinion. Go have a flick of it yourself, my dear friends. We are pretty much done, to be honest. Like, that is a solid mix of this. I think it's way better than it was before.
All bangers, all the time. All bangers, all the time. All bangers, all the time.
We need... To give you a fair indication of what this might turn out like as a final, I would use multiband dynamics ahead of a master compressor. We would want to do pretty fast compression up in the top end. Yes, that's probably going to be fine. We need to swing this way up, like, yeah. From about there. Yeah. Cool. So this is setting a very high mid and a super high high, because I don't want to affect the rest really. I'm pretty happy with that balance. I just want to make sure there's nothing too naughty going on up in the top end. Go to our above settings, which is basically our thresholds. Bring that right up and pretty far down on those. And what we're going to do is slowly bring down the top. We're already getting some compression. A little touch. What you can see there is that's hitting, also that's compressing every time the snare happens. I don't mind 1 dB of super high-end compression, so that's like basically 9K and above, being compressed when the snare hits, because that's pretty high frequency. And it's mostly there so that if anything else happens to hit at the same time as the snare, such as a hi-hat or a crash or a sound, whatever, then it's going to drop that down. So it's kind of making sure nothing gets even more louder than what the snare already is, right? So it's just like a safety net of sorts. We'll do the same again in the second high band. What you should notice is that you can't really tell, but if you did play it super loud, it would just feel a bit nicer on your ears. You're not realistically losing any high end. And we're actually going to chuck in a bit more high end over here, because it is drum and bass. Maybe some more low. What was that little distortion boy? Where are you? That was this one? Actually, I remember that from the production session distorting, and I kind of liked it. It's probably going to be a lot of bass on that. That hits at the same time is going to need a bit of sidechain, because look, a little bit of crunch at times can be quite cool, but too much just sounds like a mistake, right? Where are we? Back up here. Kick. Now, I want to EQ the sidechain input. I don't want the compressor to look at the bass too heavily. I want it to be more of the high end of the kick that's causing that sidechain compression, so it's going to happen faster. That's better. Build up. We have done it. That's, well, for me, that's been about an hour. Hopefully for you guys, it'll just be 10 minutes, but we'll see. But I wanted to just show you guys what is possible with just the Ableton effects. This is the end. This is the end of the season. We could go into a little bit more depth, but usually at that stage, you're kind of just making very small changes for very small improvements. Now, I obviously do that for my own music because I hate myself and I love spending hours and weeks and years on one song. Thank you so much for joining me on this lovely journey here with United Pop Melbourne. Let's play it from the beginning and sit back and enjoy. Oh, I do think that I would, if it came for me to release this, I might just ditch this. You know, an argument could be made that this would not need to be there for a radio edit on Spotify or whatever. But if you're DJing, handy. Anyway, let's listen. Well, I've already had to pause it. What on earth? That certainly will need a filter. On for here. Low pass. No, maybe high pass. Hey, 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 hey. Okay.
All bangers, all the time.
Lovely jubbly. Now look, there is a weird second drop which I don't think it's worth looking into too much. That's something we can play with later, but I think rather than spend time on that, this is the journey. This is the story I want to tell, and any energy I have for creativity, I'm going to use in the next one. Guys, I got nothing else to tell you. That's it. We have done it. I'm actually pretty happy with this song. Let's let the joy spread, because soon will come in the inevitable dread of self-doubt, and I'll question everything I've done, and I'll spend another 14 years changing my snare sounds. Don't do that, guys. Release your music, have fun, enjoy it. This has been Alex Subhuman here with United Pop Melbourne. Thank you very much for watching and joining me on this lovely journey. I'll see you guys in the next one, where we're going to start a brand new track and run it through all the way to the end again. See you later. Bye-bye.